The Vampire Diaries 2009 cast then and now in 2025. First up is Candice King, who was just 22 when she began playing the neurotic, overachieving Caroline Forbes, a character who transformed from insecure human to confident vampire. Now 38, King's post-Vampire Diaries career has included reprising her role in the spin-off series The Originals and Legacies, showcasing the enduring popularity of her character. Beyond acting, King has explored her musical talents, releasing singles and performing with her husband, Joe King of the band The Fray, whom she married in 2014. The couple has welcomed 2 daughters together, and King is also a loving stepmom to Joe's 2 daughters from his previous marriage. A passionate advocate for mental health awareness, King has been open about her own struggles with anxiety and depression, using her platform to destigmatize these issues. She's also ventured into the podcasting world, co-hosting Directionally Challenged with former co-star Kayla Ewell, where they discuss navigating life's changes in their 30s. King's evolution from playing the sometimes shallow Caroline to becoming a thoughtful voice for personal growth reflects the maturity and depth she brings to all her endeavors, making her one of the most successful and beloved Vampire Diaries alumni. Number 2 brings us to Ian Somerhalder, who was 30 when he first smoldered onto screens as the dangerous, charismatic Damon Salvatore. Now 46, Somerhalder has remained in the supernatural genre, starring in Netflix's short-lived vampire series V-Wars. However, his post-Vampire Diaries life has been defined more by his environmental and humanitarian work than his acting. In 2010, he established the Ian Somerhalder Foundation, focusing on environmental conservation, animal rights, and youth education. His passion for sustainable living led him and his wife, actress Nikki Reed of Twilight fame, whom he married in 2015, to launch Brothers Bond Bourbon, an eco-conscious spirits brand. The couple welcomed a daughter in 2017 and a son in 2023, with both Somerhalder and Reed becoming passionate advocates for privacy around childbirth and parenting. A committed environmentalist, Somerhalder has purchased land in Louisiana to create a wildlife sanctuary and frequently speaks at environmental conferences. His transition from playing TV's favorite bad boy vampire to becoming a dedicated conservationist and family man represents a profound personal evolution that has earned him respect far beyond his heartthrob status, though millions of fans still swoon over his Damon Salvatore portrayal. At number 3 is Paul Wesley, who was 27 when he began playing the tortured, moral good vampire, Stefan Salvatore. Now 43, Wesley has successfully transitioned from actor to director and producer. After cutting his directorial teeth on several Vampire Diaries episodes, Wesley has directed for shows including Roswell, New Mexico, Legacies, and Batwoman. His acting career has continued with starring roles in Tell Me a Story and Star Trek, Strange New Worlds, where he plays the iconic character James T. Kirk. On the business front, Wesley co-founded Brothers Bond Bourbon with his Vampire Diaries co-star Ian Somerhalder, turning their on-screen brotherhood into a successful real-world partnership. Wesley's personal life has seen changes since his Vampire Diaries days. After divorcing his first wife, actress Tori DeVito, he was married to Inez de Ramon from 2019 to 2022. An outspoken animal rights advocate and vegan, Wesley has used his platform to promote ethical treatment of animals and environmental causes. Unlike many actors who struggle to escape iconic roles, Wesley has skillfully built a diverse career behind and in front of the camera, proving there's rich life beyond Mystic Falls, while maintaining the close friendships formed during his Vampire Diaries years. Number 4 features Marguerite MacIntyre, who was 44 when she took on the role of Sheriff Liz Forbes, Caroline's mother and Mystic Falls' dedicated law enforcement leader. Now 59, MacIntyre has successfully transitioned from acting to writing and producing. While she's had occasional acting roles since The Vampire Diaries, her most significant contribution to television has been as a writer and executive producer on the Vampire Diaries spin-offs The Originals and Legacies, working closely with series creator Julie Plec. Her insider knowledge of the Vampire Diaries universe helped maintain consistency across the franchise, while developing new supernatural storylines. A trained stage performer with Broadway experience, MacIntyre has occasionally returned to theater between television projects. Her character's death from cancer on The Vampire Diaries remains one of the series' most heart-wrenching moments, allowing MacIntyre to deliver powerful performances that showcased her range beyond the typically stoic sheriff. Her successful behind-the-scenes transition demonstrates the multifaceted talents that many actors possess beyond their on-screen roles, making her an essential creative force in the extended Vampire Diaries universe. At number 5 is Sara Canning, who was 22 when she played Jenna Summers, Elena and Jeremy's young aunt thrust into the guardian role after their parents' death. Now 38, Canning has built an impressive resume in Canadian television and film since her character's shocking death in Season 2. She starred in series including Remedy, War for the Planet of the Apes, and Nancy Drew, while establishing herself as a fixture in Hallmark films. Beyond acting, Canning has explored writing and directing short films, expanding her creative repertoire behind the camera. Known for keeping her personal life private, Canning has focused interviews on her craft rather than her relationships, maintaining a professional approach to her public image. Her character's premature death on the Vampire Diaries became one of the show's most controversial moments, with fans lamenting the loss of Jenna's warmth and relatability, just as she discovered the supernatural truth about Mystic Falls. Despite her relatively brief time on the series, Canning's performance created such a memorable character that Jenna is still referenced as one of the show's most unnecessary and tragic losses, demonstrating the lasting impact of her work on the vampire drama. Number 6 brings us Zach Roerig, who was 24 when he began playing Matt Donovan, the all-American human boy next door, who remarkably survived 8 seasons in a town teeming with supernatural dangers. Now 40, Roerig has maintained a steady acting career, with appearances in series including Dare Me and God Friended Me, though he's kept a lower profile than some of his Vampire Diaries co-stars. His personal life made headlines when he gained full custody of his daughter in 2013, a child whose existence was previously unknown to the public. Since then, Roerig has embraced fatherhood while continuing to act in television and independent films. In 2020, he faced legal issues with a DUI arrest, which he addressed publicly before focusing on personal growth. A skilled carpenter who renovates homes between acting jobs, Roerig has developed a life that balances creative and practical skills. His character, Matt's survival throughout the Vampire Diaries' entire run, despite being the perpetually vulnerable human in a supernatural world, made him a fan-favorite symbol of resilience and normalcy amidst the show's increasingly high-stakes magical drama, mirroring Roerig's own grounded approach to navigating Hollywood. At number 7 is Michael Trevino, who was 24 when he brought the complex Tyler Lockwood to life, portraying his transformation from troubled jock to werewolf to hybrid. Now 40, Trevino has continued his television career with roles in Roswell, New Mexico as Kyle Valenti, and appearances in shows including Roswell, Chicago Fire, and Nancy Drew. Known for his intense physical preparation for roles, Trevino has maintained the dedication that allowed him to convincingly portray Tyler's painful werewolf transformations, which he's described as some of the most challenging scenes of his career. While keeping his personal life relatively private, Trevino has occasionally made headlines for relationships, including dating Glee actress Jenna Ushkowitz for 3 years. An avid traveler and photographer, Trevino often shares his adventures and artistic photography on social media, revealing creative interests beyond acting. His portrayal of Tyler's struggle with his werewolf curse and complicated relationship with Caroline provided some of the Vampire Diaries' most compelling character development, establishing Trevino as an actor capable of balancing supernatural elements with authentic emotional depth, skills he continues to bring to his diverse roles. Number 8 features Stephen R. McQueen, who was just 21 when he began playing Jeremy Gilbert, Elena's troubled younger brother, whose encounters with the supernatural world included dying and coming back to life multiple times. Now 36, McQueen has appeared in series including Chicago Fire, where he played Jimmy Borelli for 2 seasons, and movies such as The Warrant. The grandson of legendary actor Steve McQueen, he has worked to establish his own identity in Hollywood while honoring his family's legacy. A dedicated fitness enthusiast, McQueen regularly shares his physical training on social media and has participated in charity events supporting first responders. His personal life has included relationships with several actresses and models, though he tends to keep the details private. Though his character was written off the Vampire Diaries in Season 6, McQueen made guest appearances in the final season, bringing Jeremy's story to a satisfying conclusion. His portrayal of Jeremy's evolution from drug-using troubled teen to mature vampire hunter showcased McQueen's range as an actor and provided one of the series' most complete coming-of-age arcs, resonating with younger viewers navigating their own identity challenges. At number 9 is Kat Graham, who was 20 when she took on the role of Bonnie Bennett, the powerful witch, whose sacrifices repeatedly saved her friends. Now 35, Graham has built an impressive dual career in both acting and music since The Vampire Diaries ended. Her film work includes starring roles in Netflix's The Holiday Calendar and How It Ends, while her music career has produced singles like Put Your Graffiti on Me and Sometimes. A passionate humanitarian, Graham serves as a goodwill ambassador for the UNHCR, United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, traveling to camps worldwide to raise awareness about the refugee crisis. Her fashion sense has made her a fixture on best-dressed lists, leading to collaborations with major brands and designers. Graham has been outspoken about the challenges of being a Black actress in Hollywood, advocating for greater diversity and often discussing how Bonnie's character was sometimes underserved by the show's storylines, despite her crucial role in the series. Her evolution from teenage witch to multifaceted artist and activist demonstrates Graham's determination to use her platform for positive change, while continuing to develop her creative talents across multiple industries. Number 10 brings us Matthew Davis, who was 31 when he first appeared as the vampire hunting history teacher Alaric Saltzman, a character whose popularity led to appearances across all 3 shows in the Vampire Diaries universe. Now 46, Davis continued playing Alaric in the spin-offs The Originals and Legacies, making him one of the franchise's most enduring presences. Before joining the Vampire Diaries, Davis was known for roles in Legally Blonde and Blue Crush, but Alaric became his defining character, evolving from a recurring role to a series regular due to fan response. On the personal front, Davis married actress Kylie Casciano in 2018, and the couple has welcomed 2 daughters. Occasionally controversial on social media for his political views, Davis has focused more on family life in recent years. His character's journey from vampire hunter to school headmaster for supernatural teenagers represented one of the most significant evolutions in the franchise, with Davis bringing humor, pathos, and gravity to Alaric's many transformations. The longevity of his role across 3 series demonstrates Davis's ability to adapt his character to different narrative contexts while maintaining the essential qualities that made Alaric a fan favorite. At number 11 is Susan Walters, who was 46 when she played Carol Lockwood, Tyler's mother and Mystic Falls' mayor with complicated relationships to the town's supernatural elements. Now 61, Walters has continued her impressive television career with recurring roles in The Flash, Teen Wolf, and Star Trek Picard. A veteran actress with credits dating back to the 1980s, including Seinfeld and The Young and the Restless, Walters has demonstrated remarkable longevity in an industry often challenging for women over 40. Married to fellow actor Lyndon Ashby since 1986, the couple's enduring Hollywood relationship has produced 2 daughters and stands as a rare example of show business marital stability. Walters often works in the same shows as her husband, with both appearing in Teen Wolf, though in different roles. Her character's shocking execution by Klaus in The Vampire Diaries' 4th season provided one of the show's most unexpected deaths, with Walters delivering a heartbreaking performance as Carol faced her final moments. Her consistent ability to elevate supporting characters into memorable presences has made her one of television's most reliable character actresses across multiple generations of viewers. Number 12 features Joseph Morgan, who was 30 when he first appeared as the charismatic, deadly original vampire, Klaus Mikaelson, a villain so compelling he earned his own spin-off series. Now 44, Morgan's portrayal of Klaus transformed the character from the intended short-term antagonist to the centerpiece of the originals for 5 seasons. Since completing his journey as Klaus, Morgan has starred in Brave New World and taken on a recurring role in Titans as Sebastian Brother Blood. On the personal front, Morgan married his Vampire Diaries co-star Persia White in 2014, becoming a stepfather to her daughter. An accomplished director, Morgan has worked behind the camera on episodes of the originals and his other series, developing his creative voice beyond acting. A dedicated environmental and animal rights advocate, Morgan often uses his platform to promote conservation causes alongside his wife, His transformation of Klaus from a one-dimensional villain to a complex anti-hero with a tortured family history and capacity for redemption stands as one of the most impressive character evolutions in supernatural television, demonstrating Morgan's exceptional ability to layer charm, menace, vulnerability, and nobility into a character initially designed to be simply feared. At number 13 is Kayla Ewell, who was 24 when she played Vicky Donovan, Matt's troubled sister whose brief vampire life ended in the show's early episodes, though she made numerous appearances as a ghost throughout the series. Now 39, Ewell has continued acting with roles in series, including The Bold and the Beautiful, and movies for Lifetime and Hallmark. Her most successful post-Vampire Diaries venture may be co-hosting the popular podcast Directionally Challenged with former co-star Candice King, where they discuss navigating life's changes in their 30s. Ewell married actor Tanner Novlin in 2015, and the couple has welcomed 2 children. Interestingly, her husband later joined the Bold and the Beautiful cast, though they don't share scenes. Despite Vicky's early exit from the Vampire Diaries, Ewell returned for guest appearances throughout the series, including the final season, making her character's presence felt across the show's entire run. Her portrayal of Vicky's vulnerability and self-destructive tendencies created a lasting impact that resonated far beyond her limited screen time, demonstrating Ewell's ability to create memorable characters, even with relatively brief appearances. Number 14 brings us Bianca Lawson, who was 30 when she appeared as Emily Bennett, Bonnie's powerful ancestor, whose actions in 1864 continued to affect present-day Mystic Falls. Now 46, Lawson has defied Hollywood aging with her famously youthful appearance, continuing to play teenage roles well into her 30s before transitioning to more mature characters. Since her brief but impactful Vampire Diaries role, Lawson has appeared in Teen Wolf: Pretty Little Liars, and most notably as Darla in Queen Sugar, which showcased her considerable dramatic talents. Her family connections have drawn public interest, as the daughter of Richard Lawson and stepsister to Beyonce Knowles. Through her father's marriage to Tina Knowles, Lawson maintains connections to one of entertainment's most famous families while building her own distinct career. With a professional acting career spanning over 30 years, beginning as a child actress in commercials, Lawson has demonstrated remarkable longevity and adaptability in an often fickle industry. Her portrayal of Emily Bennett helped establish the rich historical backstory of the Vampire Diaries, with Lawson bringing gravity and mystique to a character whose actions set many of the show's key events in motion, despite appearing in just a handful of episodes. At number 15 is Michael Malarkey, who was 30 when he joined the Vampire Diaries in Season 5 as the charming, tortured Lorenzo Enzo St. John, a character whose popularity quickly elevated him from a recurring role to a series regular. Now 41, British-American Malarkey has balanced acting and music careers since the show ended. He's appeared in series including Project Blue Book and The Oath, while releasing several albums and EPs of his moody, atmospheric music, including Mongrels and Grave Eraser. A talented musician who frequently tours, Malarkey's musical style reflects the intensity and depth he brought to his Vampire Diaries character. Married to actress Nadine Lewington since 2009, with whom he has 2 sons, Malarkey maintains a relatively private family life between his creative projects. His distinctive voice has led to voice acting work in video games and animation, adding another dimension to his diverse talents. Though introduced relatively late in the Vampire Diaries run, Malarkey's portrayal of Enzo quickly made the character a fan favorite, with his complex friendship with Damon and romance with Bonnie adding new emotional dimensions to the series' later seasons, demonstrating Malarkey's ability to seamlessly integrate into an established ensemble. Number 16 features Nina Dobrev, who was 20 when she took on the dual roles of compassionate human Elena Gilbert and manipulative vampire Catherine Pierce, showcasing her impressive range by playing doppelgangers with completely different personalities. Now 36, Dobrev left the Vampire Diaries after 6 seasons to pursue film opportunities, returning only for the series finale. Her post-vampire career has included roles in the Flatliners remake, XEXX, Return of Xander Cage, and the CBS sitcom Fam. A devoted advocate for animal rights and environmental causes, Dobrev has worked with organizations, including the Wild Aid, to protect endangered species. Her personal life has occasionally made headlines, From her post-show relationship with actor Glenn Powell to her current romance with Olympic snowboarder Shaun White, which began in 2020. An avid traveler and thrill-seeker, Dobrev regularly shares her adventures in extreme sports and global explorations with her millions of social media followers. Despite exploring other roles, Dobrev's portrayal of Elena Catherine remains her most recognized work, with her ability to create distinctly different characters who share the same face, demonstrating acting talents that transcended the typical demands of young adult supernatural drama. And finally, at number 17 is Claire Holt, who was 22 when she first appeared as Rebekah Mikaelson, the original vampire whose tough exterior masked vulnerability and a desperate desire for normal human connections. Now 37, Australian actress Holt parlayed her recurring Vampire Diaries role into a main cast position on the originals, though she left that series earlier than expected to pursue other opportunities. Since then, she's appeared in films including 47 Meters Down and The Divorce Party, along with television roles in Aquarius and Pretty Little Liars, The Perfectionists. On the personal front, Holt married real estate executive Andrew Joblon in 2018, after a brief first marriage to film producer Matthew Kaplan ended in divorce. The couple has welcomed 3 children, with Holt being refreshingly open about her miscarriage before her first successful pregnancy, helping destigmatize pregnancy loss. An advocate for mental health awareness, Holt has spoken candidly about her struggles with postpartum depression. Her portrayal of Rebekah's complexity, simultaneously dangerous predator, and emotionally fragile woman whose greatest desire was to eventually become human again, added unexpected depth to the original vampire family, with Holt bringing nuance and humanity to a character who could have been simply villainous.